Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it because what would I do with it? It isn't going to do anything. If the people in this room owned all of the farmland in the United States and you offered me a 1% interest in it, and you said for a 1% interest in all the farmland in the United States, hey, it's this bargain price, $25 billion. I'll write you a check this afternoon. $25 billion, now I own 1% of the farmland. If you tell me you own 1% of the apartment houses in the United States and you offer me a 1% interest, so I'll have a 1% interest in all the apartment houses in the country, and you want whatever it may be for another $25 billion or something, I'll write you a check. It's very simple. Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it because what would I do with it? I have to sell it back to you one way or another. I mean, they have the same people, but it isn't going to do anything. The apartments are going to produce rental and the farms are going to produce food. If I've got all the Bitcoin, if I'm trying to get rid of it, people will say, well, why should I buy some Bitcoin from you? Make your own or something. What? Do something, but I'm not going to give you anything for it. And you'd be right, incidentally. But that explains the difference between productive assets and something that depends on the next guy paying you more than the last guy got. Now, net, if you look at it, a lot of commissions have been paid, and there's all kinds of frictional costs that are very real that somebody has paid. A bunch of people who facilitate this game. Whatever one group of the public has taken out has come in from other people. It's other people have entered the room and they move money around, but there's no more money in the room. It just changed hands with a lot of maybe fraud and costs involved and, a whole bunch of things you lose, you forget the numbers. Basically, assets, to have value, they have to deliver something to somebody, and there's only one currency that's acceptable. We can put up Berkshire coins or, we can put up Berkshire money or anything like that, but we get in trouble, I guess, if we call it money. In the end, this is money. This is the only thing that's money. Anybody that thinks the United States is going to change to where they let Berkshire money replace theirs, is out of their mind. The one thing I'm pretty sure of is that it doesn't multiply, it doesn't produce anything.
The reason that I invested in China is I could get so much better companies at so much lower prices, and I was willing to take a little political risk to get into the better companies at the lower prices. Other people might reach the opposite conclusion.
If we look at your track record, you have had amazing timings with some of your key decisions. You got out of the stock markets in 1969-70. You got back in 72, 72, 74 when the markets were really cheap. You did the same thing in 87, 99, 2000. How do you time the big market moves so well?
The interesting thing is, obviously, we haven't the faintest idea what the stock market is going to do when it opens on Monday. We never have had. I don't think we've ever made a decision where either one of us has either said or been thinking we should buy or sell based on what the market is going to do.
No.
Or for that matter, on what the economy is going to do. We don't know. And the interesting thing is, sometimes I get some credit someplace for the fact that, how wonderful it was that we were optimistic in 2008 and when everybody was down on stocks. We spent a big percentage of our net worth at a very dumb time. I didn't know whether it was going to be a good time or a bad time, but it was a really dumb time. Well, we always hoped it would go down for a while so we could buy more.